Hi guys, today I'll tell you about exterior matinee idol, Mr. Sunil Dutt. You may have heard of Sanjay Dutt, the superstar of Hindi film industry, but his father, Sunil Dutt, was also a huge star in his own time. In fact, when he came to film industry, he didn't come as an actor. In fact, he was a news presenter and program uh, presenter at All India Radio. And Sunil Dutt is his uh, film name, not his actual name. He came from Punjab as a young, tall, good-looking, honest chap who's looking for a career in radio. So he joined All India Radio as a news reader, as Balraz. I mean, the name he was known as. So in fact, he was contemporary of famous uh, Amin Shani, the evergreen voice of Radio Ceylon, who used to uh, produce programs like Vinaka Geetmala. In fact, Sunil Dutt or Balraj also produced some programs with Amin Shani in 1954. So, in fact, he was so good at his job that once he invited the noted film producer Ramesh Sehgal, and Ramesh Sehgal, after meeting Balraj, was so impressed that he said that would you act in films? So Balraj, boys, couldn't believe it. He said, "Well, I always thought of working in films, but I have no experience and I don't know acting." So Ramesh Hegel said, "Okay, let me do that, and I'll tell you how to act." And I think you don't need to learn acting because you have too much inside you to be a good actor. And he launched Sunil Dutt in Platform. So that was his first film, and later on he became a star in his own right, coming with films like Mother India, in which he starred with the leading actress of that time, Nargis. And because Nargis was a huge star, and it was not normal for a huge star like Nargis to feature opposite newcomer like Sunil Dutt. But Nargis liked Sunil Dutt, and after being recommended by a lot of producers that this boy has a lot of talent and he's different. So Mother India was one of the leading films, and after that there were uh, other films like Padosan. Padosan was an iconic film, and then he came in Hamraz, Waqt, and in fact he also produced one film, a very unique film featuring only one actor, that was Yaden. And much later he came with a film called Reshma or Shera, where he launched the star of the millennium, Amitabh Bachan, in a small role. And there was another very good film, 36 Ghante, featuring Sunil Dutt. Sunil Dutt did a lot of good work. In fact, when Raju Hirani made Munna Bhai MBBS, in the first part, he gave a role of Sanjay Dutt's father to his real father, Sunil Dutt. You can see Sunil Dutt in Munna Bhai MBBS Part 1. And in fact, when Sunil Dutt was asked in one of the interviews by none other than his one-time colleague Amin Shaini, that how did you make it big in the film industry, and what did you do that was different, because there are so many new actors used to come, but they all used to fizzle out, but you sustained, and you sustained for quite long. So what thing you did differently? Then Sunil said that, Amin Bhai, actually when I came, the film industry was ruled by three mega stars, Raj Kapoor, Dileep Kumar, and Dev Anand. So I know that these are stalwarts and I can never beat them in their own game. And Mr. Dileep Kumar was king of tragedy, while Raj Kapoor was best in his comic roles, and Dev Anand, what to talk about Dev Anand, the evergreen star. He was the style icon, whether it came to acting or it came to style. So I thought that if I have to make my niche in the film industry, I need to be different, and that's what I did. And so here I am in front of you after 10 years, because that interview was taken in 1968, and when Sunil Dutt had already completed a decade in the film industry. In fact, not only film industry, he was very much active into social service and politics also. In fact, he became member of parliament from South Bombay on 3 times, and also became a minister, and he did a lot of good work in the field of social service. Once he took Padyatra and went all the way to United States of America and met that time President of US, Mr. Jimmy Carter, and gave him bouquet and his good wishes. And he also became a member of parliament on Congress ticket, but he had good relation across the party. In fact, when his wife died of cancer in US, he was a devastated man, and he started a cancer society. And in fact, he also made one film, a beautiful film, on what happens when one of your near dear die of a dreaded disease like cancer. That film was Dard Ka Rishta. In fact, in that film, Sunil played as father, and the cancer patient was his own daughter. But in that film, she survived the eventuality, and well, that was it. In fact, his son Sanjay Dutt was very attached with his mother Nargis Dutt, and when Nargis died of cancer, he was so disillusioned, and he lost his mental balance, and went into drugs and other things. He fell into bad company, and he was so addicted to drug that Sunil took him to de-addiction camp. And not only that, in fact, he developed a relation with the underworld, and it is said that during 1993 Mumbai riots, Sanjay got this AK-56 rifle from dreaded underworld Don Abu Salem, which put him in a lot of trouble and spoiled his career. But it was to Sunil Dutt's guardianship and his control that finally made Sanjay to find his place in the film industry, and he again became a star. So, in fact, when Sanjay was imprisoned in the Arthur jail, and Sunil Dutt was trying his best to get him bailed out. In fact, he also met the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and so many other people, while also fighting the case in the courts. But nothing happened, and Sanjay was still in jail, and Sunil Dutt was clueless what to do. Though he was from Congress and Shera was on the opposing parties, he never thought twice and went to meet the Shiv Sena patriarch, Shiv Sena patriarch Bala Sahab, and in fact he pleaded that Bala Sahab, Thackeray, I want my son out. It's really so traumatic for me. I, in fact, sleep in this air-conditioned home, and my son is sleeping on this 4 to 6 prison. I just, being a father, I just can't tolerate it. Please help me to take my son out. And Bal Thackeray went out of way despite his political compulsions, and he was instrumental in Sanjay Dutt finally getting out of the jail. And Sunil Dutt acknowledged his gratitude that when Sanjay Dutt came out of Arthur jail, it was a huge procession, and before going to home, Sunil took his son to Bal Thackeray, and Sanjay touched his feet and took his blessing and said that it is only because of you that today I am a free man. So that was Sunil Dutt for you, an extraordinary, fine gentleman, besides being a huge Bollywood star. So we have very few people like Sunil Dutt, because now the equation of film industries have changed, and there are very few gentlemen left in the industry. So people like Sunil Dutt deserve salute, and we love you, Sunil Dutt, and we like to end this video by singing one of your memorable songs. चलो एक बार फिर से अजनबी बन जाए हम दोनों, चलो एक बार फिर से अजनबी बन जाए हम दोनों, lar la 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 la, lar la 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 la, lar la 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 la, lar la 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 la. Thank you.